But talking about checking out corner. Y'all, please go check out that Truck and Chub Z, man. The dude is and especially when him and Shad get on there. Him and Shad they got a chemistry, bro. It's almost like peaches and herb, bro. They got this thing going. Yeah. Yo, what up with everybody up out here? Welcome to the Fans Point of Views platform with your hosts is out here, Shad and Truck and Chubby. Shout out to the gang that's about to be up in the building. We got a new one coming up in here, Otto. We got Studio, got Cuban, we got South Coast Kane out there, Katie Allman, Bird, all everybody that's out there, man. What up with everybody in the gang today, man? How y'all feeling, man? Oh man, y'all can already see I'm jumping right up into the mess to Dizzy. I'm up on it. Yes, sir. So we have known that Coach Prime has been saying some things in the media. However, y'all know the Fans Point of View podcast is like a fine wine, baby. We late with it, but it gets better with time. You heard me? Now I'm about to drop a dime on this line. You dig? Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's drop it. Hey, look. First off, we know that Coach Prime just came out, and the first thing he want to talk about is Shadora and Travis will be a first round pick. Now, this is just the first thing I'm gonna drop on. First off, I don't know. It could happen. For sure, Travis would probably be a first round pick. To me, honestly, I believe that Travis is a more valuable player. And hold up, the quarterback is always the most important player on the team in the NFL. You could say that. But a two-way player, the great athlete that he is, the person that Travis is on and off the field, it's hard not to like Travis. Like, I was mad at Travis when he took that hit. he took that hit in that Colorado State University game last year. I was tight at him. He gonna take dude bowling, but it's hard not to get mad at that man and to see where he was coming from with that whole situation. So I'm gonna be a bigger man than this. I'm gonna take you bowling, go fishing. I'm gonna get married. I'm a ball. And Travis don't say nothing. He Prime just always putting his name out there. I feel bad for Travis in certain situations because he ain't never. He just puts his head down, go to work, does his thing, and don't bother nobody. And that's why I like Travis. So to me, yes, I in his talent alone, he's definitely a first rounder. Shador, there's other quarterbacks in the NCAA, bruh. There is. And they may be picked over you. Now, will he probably be a late first rounder? I don't know. What do you think, Shad? What you thinking, bro? What you think?
Yeah, I mean the the production is there.
Okay.
The the fanfare is there. The hype is there. Not saying he didn't deserve the hype, but I think the bigger question is going to be what do NFL teams value Travis as? Do they value him as a defensive back or they value him as a receiver? Me
Mm.
personally, and I've said this on Coach Hayes' show before, I think he's a better receiver than defensive back,
Mm.
but I think with him being at Colorado, I think his value is more on the defensive side of the ball because they have some exceptional pass catchers already, but they don't have a lot of exceptional defensive backs. So it's just going to be kind of interesting what they value him as. And I
Okay.
think regardless of what they value him as, whether it's receiver, um, he'll go high. But if he's a defensive back, depending on and to be honest, and we just stepping forward, I don't think he's a better corner, regardless of what type of year he has. I don't think he's gonna be drafted ahead of Will Johnson by any stretch.
Mm.
Um, he might not be the first receiver off the board either. I do think obviously I think he's a first round talent, but there's like I say, Will Johnson in my opinion is the best corner
Man.
football.
But Travis is bro. Travis cold, bro. Travis cold. He cold at. I mean, look at corner. He obviously he got some things where. But to me, I thought he'd make a better corner than a receiver. So we don't agree there. Because I thought he'd make a better corner than the receiver. But if you think that, I'm like, hey. So.
Well, I mean, I'm more so looking at it from the size standpoint, right? Because I
Mhm.
think with NFL teams drafting Devontae Smith, another receiver that got drafted, he wasn't a first round pick, but a guy that played at Florida State by the name of Rashad Green. He's not that big. The NFL has drafted some smaller wide receivers. It's just would they put a first round pick to it based on the size. As far as from a defensive back perspective, at his height, at his height, Travis would literally need to be about 195 to 200 to be looked at, in my opinion, as a top flight defensive back at the next level.
Would
That's the
you
way I
really
think.
say that? Dante Jackson just got you. We just traded for Dante Jackson from Carolina. He went up to Pittsburgh. He's only 5'10", about what 186, 5'10", 186. Came up from out of LSU. He's looked at as one of the top cornerbacks in the league. I would say. I mean, to get traded for Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson ain't no scrub.
Is Travis 185, 186?
Travis about that.
Travis
Yeah,
is not.
no,
Travis
Travis gained some weight, bro. Travis
Travis Travis full equipment is probably 175 pounds.
175. What they
And
got him listed as?
another thing, and think about this though. Travis is not as fast as Dante Jackson either now.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That
So
that that there, you're
you,
right
you
about that.
gotta have some things now. Now if Travis was a legit 4-3 guy, then yeah, I can see that. But and that's another thing that's gonna be interesting. How fast is Travis really? How fast is Travis?
I think he like a 449, 448, 4, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing from our test. I do not know. I have not seen him run a 40. This is me just purely speculating on the situation. But his ball hawking skills is like
He's a ball
next
hawker.
level.
He's a
It's like
ball.
next level. You know what I mean? And But that's just me. That's me. And I could also see why you would say that he'd be a more valuable receiver than he would cornerback because of his ball hawking skills. Like his 50-50 ball to bang, he could catch everything in his radius. Anything that's in his circumference, he's catching, period. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
and and kind of going back to Travis coming out of high school, right? Obviously, Travis was the number one rated corner
mhm,
in college football, but a lot of the experts indicated that if he did come out as a receiver, he would have been the number one rated wide receiver over Evan Stewart, who is currently at Oregon.
oh,
And I don't disagree with that. I do think, to me, I think Travis is a better
mm,
receiver than he is corner.
mhm,
And I mean, I may completely be off base here, but if I'm the NFL, I'm not. If you're not running sub 4.4, like low 4.4, high 4.3, I'm not drafting a 175-pound corner.
all right,
I'm not.
all right.
I'm
I
not
hear
doing it.
that. I hear that. But I think he looked like he bulked up a little bit though, bro. He might. And then when he come out, you think he gonna come out next year? He's only in what is he in his junior season, correct? He going into his junior
Well,
year?
well, it's another thing now, and obviously I got into it with somebody on Coach Hayes' channel about this too. Um, Travis has to finish this year no injuries.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
I
can't miss
agree.
any game.
I agree.
You can't miss
I
any game.
agree.
So that's
Uh,
another.
he has been banged up every year of college football that he has played. There has not been the season that Travis Hunter has not been off the field yet. I agree with that, bro. You got that one there. Okay. So ding ding. All right. Well, also, he also came out and said, "Well, guess what? They ain't playing in the cold." What you think about now? To me, now that limits him to about a few teams. Now, I should have counted them, the teams, but we can do this live together or here on the fans' point of view. Okay. That limits him to only the Southern teams. I mean, and when you make it in the playoffs, let's just cut to the chase here, like flat out. We ain't got to count no teams. When if you make it to playoff play, you're going to be playing somebody probably in the cold, right? That's just what it is. Green Bay is looked at as one of the top teams right now in the NFC if he goes to the NFC. So you're probably going to wind up there in cold ass Wisconsin, Green Bay, some damn where playing in a playoff game. Or you might be up in Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore be cold too. Don't get it twisted. All these northern Buffalo, Seattle, or Detroit has a dome, Minnesota has a dome, Indianapolis has a dome. But yes, there's some teams that where you will be cold when you play football. How do you like you cannot to me, you just I think he's like, all right, he can do that because that he is who he is. Okay. He can say whatever he wants. That's what Coach Prime does. Coach Prime is going to speak and say certain things in a certain way, and he uses the media just like that. But you just can't dictate where the man gonna go now. If wherever he goes, where he go. All right, that's just what it is. Now you could say he could play it how Eli, if you want to, you could try to play it, but to me, in my opinion, Chubby Webster, I should be using my big extravagant words today because I feel like Chubby Webster today in the evaluations that is preposterous that Coach Prime would come out of his esophagus and say such words like that. Period. To me, to me. You know what I'm saying to me, bro?
Yeah,
Like I'm just saying, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, be happy where the kid gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Now you just putting a bigger target out there and everything else, but you got to take that. You got to respect that. I respect the fact that he's using his platform for that, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say, "Oh, his daddy Coach Prime and this and that," and then he gonna say he got it out the mud. Shador, what mud you get it out of, cuz? Straight up, cuz what mud you done got it up out of you? What mud you got it? Your dad is Deion up Sanders, fool. What mud you got it up? You ain't came out of no mud, cuz. What is he talking about? In my ugly face. He ain't came out of no mud. We come from them gutters. We know how it feel. How many people out here in the chat know how it feel to when your lights get cut off and you got to use candles and flashlights or something back in the day? Who know about? He probably ain't never ever ate. He ate ramen noodles because he wanted to taste it because all his friends in the hood was talking about ramen noodles and shit, beef and chicken flavor. He wanted to try it. We had to survive off ramen noodles and bologna sandwiches. We sometimes we didn't even have mayonnaise, cuz we had to smash the bread together on the bologna so it to get a little bit wet when you bite the sandwich. We ain't getting what mud you came from, fool. Like, man. All right, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'm gonna let you take it, man.
I mean, this is an interesting topic because Coach Hayes spoke about this on his show, and he brought a very interesting insight to it. And I said, well, I kind of like this insight because we were talking about the aspect of, kind of obviously what this is doing, and obviously, you got the situation with Archie and Eli, but they have the they have the control, Shadur and Dion, because
Mm-hmm.
they're not in a situation similar to probably the vast majority of other draft picks. They
Right.
don't necessarily need the money.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I've been trying to come up with right now, because some people are making this theory about, well, he's gonna go to the Cowboys, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there thinking in my mind, I said, how in the world could he get to the Cowboys? Because
Mm-hmm.
the Cowboys are too good of a team to be drafting in the top 5, top 10, stuff like that.
Right.
Like they win too many games. And so I said, well, could it be a situation where he could end up in a supplemental draft?
Uh-huh.
Thought about what the supplemental draft was. And so I looked it up. And so the supplemental draft means that you have no more college eligibility left, but
Mm-hmm.
you did not enter the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would be interesting about that is
You have to
obviously
sit a year, correct?
what's going on.
He have to he has to sit a year, doesn't he?
No, it doesn't say anything about sitting a year
Okay.
because you have no more draft, you have no more college eligibility left. You've exhausted all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, from what my understanding, Shadur actually has 2 more years of college football that he can play because of the COVID year.
Mm-hmm.
So, he doesn't necessarily have to come out this upcoming draft. He doesn't. But again, you'll see how the season is going. You know whether or not it'll be worth it to to come out because you
If
may
he
have
graduates though, bro, he can go he can go because you looked that up too, right? Did you see the part where there was the graduation?
I was just talking about from just a pure drafting standpoint. It's
Okay.
like,
Okay.
if you don't want to go to a cold weather team, I mean
Mm-hmm.
those are your options. Like
Right.
that's your option. You can opt for the supplemental draft. You can play your last year of college football. Don't declare for the draft. Um, the Cowboy. I mean, thinking about the teams that Dion has played for, the notable ones, obviously the 49ers, the Cowboys, as well as the Falcons. All three of those teams ideally could be in a situation for a quarterback. I know
Mm-hmm.
49er fans, they may feel a certain way about Brock Purdy, but Shadur is an option. The Cowboys, they have what they have going on with Dak, and then the Falcons, they just got Kirk Cousins, who's recovering from an Achilles. So, I mean, he could be in a situation where he could sit back a year and learn in all three of those situations.
Right.
So you're not going to get the guaranteed money up front, but again, they don't necessarily need the money.
Oh.
I mean, they don't need. I'm not. Well, let me not say that. Everyone needs money, but they're not hard pressed for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the route that they want to go, that's an option for them. Or like you say, you can just sit out a year, or however this goes. But if Dion wants to get Shadur to a certain team, he can do it. I mean, we literally, like I said, we literally watch Archie Manning get up there and say, "Look, my son's not going to San Diego," and he didn't go.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, so it's not like we haven't seen this before. Archie didn't come out flat out and say, "Oh, I don't want my son to play in California." It's like, no, he's not playing in San Diego. He went to New York. So, I mean, they could very well get up there, but whether or not Shadur is the first quarterback off the board next year, I mean, it's interesting. A lot of that's gonna be based on how well the Buffalo do this year. And I'm not putting out any predictions because I'm not at liberty to do it because I don't know enough about Colorado to put a record prediction out there. I'm not a hater.
Oh, you're not a hater. You don't want now. I don't want to be a hater. See, listen, we are not haters if you
No,
are
but
giving your opinion, your thought, or your belief on a college football team's record.
well, let me say this then. I'm not. I can't do it because I don't know what they have coming back. I don't know the schedule. I don't know anything. I really spoke out of turn last year when I said I felt like they were going 7-5. So I'm not doing it again.
That's about fair. I think so. I think that's about fair. Floor 7-5, ceiling 9-3. If they do better, they do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's about fair. That's where they about looking. I mean, especially with the whole, especially with the schedule that they have. You know what I mean? I think they have four tough Big 12 teams to play. I think it's correct me if I'm wrong out there. They got Kansas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and who else are they playing in the Big 12? Oh yeah, and they got Utah. So those four games right there, out of everything else, is pretty light. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. They at least they win one of those or something. But we ain't gonna get all into that. I just wanted to say that. All right, now
Now,
what?
let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a question now.
No,
Obviously,
what?
Travis go number one overall,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's designated for quarterbacks. Do you see a situation with Travis Hunter with a big year going number two overall?
I do see a situation where Travis Hunter will be a very valuable pick. Travis Hunter can ball. I mean, look, if Travis Hunter, if he ups his production on offense at wide receiver and he grabs at least 5 interceptions, which I know he can do in that defense, that way that it's set up, especially them going out and reinforcing that defensive front that they have at Colorado. Going to grab, they went to Houston to grab Chidozie, and they went up to Pittsburgh to grab Sam Okanola. They went and got one of the Wade twins out of Kentucky. He's a nice defensive end, and they got Terrion Carter from Arkansas. They got some big bodies. So if that defensive front does what it's supposed to do on paper as it is right now, that is going to take a lot of pressure off those corners and linebackers, and that will probably give Travis Pick City, some of those, and his production on offense is definitely going to go up because all you got to do, let's just be honest, like some of the things Shador might say might sound crazy, but if you can give that boy 3 seconds in the pocket, he is going to tear a damn defense apart. And part of that is going to be Travis Hunter, without a doubt. And Travis Hunter that's so there his production is on offense. So yes, get 1,000 yards receiving, 5 tutties, if he gets 5 picks on defense. I don't see why you wouldn't do that. You get 5 picks and 1,000 yards on offense. He can do it. I think he could do it. Hey, I believe in Travis. I believe in Travis. Now that's just a belief. And that, it's not a
Okay.
fact, but whatever. But yes, if he does something like that, then yeah, I believe he can up that, and people be all over him. I mean, anytime you got an Odell Beckham guy wearing your shirt at a pro game, you might already be in there.
Yeah.
you know. But man, so what do you so about the comments? I don't know if you have seen that video that was on X, right? There was a video that was on X about Ari Wasserman. His name is. He has a podcast. Now you haven't seen it, but I'm gonna tell you, if you haven't seen it, I'll just tell you some of the key points of where people took from. He had I think it was a whole 2 minutes he was talking, but they only took that Prime was failing in real time, and that was at the end of the whole video. In between the video, got to talking about how Prime might be a showman. I did a little live on it yesterday, whatever. I did kind of went live with it. And then he said, hey, he been a showman at press conferences and all this other kind of stuff and whatever else. And anyhow, Do you think that there's a problem with the way that Coach Prime is recruiting, or do you think that it's just today's way of doing it through social media and and not going door to door?
No, I don't have a problem with that because college football has officially gone to the NFL. So the objective is to get talent. And I look at it like this: when you draft someone in the NFL, you're not drafting now. They do take flyers on guys, right? We
Mm-hmm.
just saw the coach take a flyer on Anthony Richardson. Like we've seen that. We've seen my Raiders have taken flyers on guys like Darius Hayward Bay. You take flyers on guys, but the NFL, they're looking for guys who, for the most part, you've developed a great deal, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
is a subject that we're gonna get a topic that we're gonna get into, which position we think is developed the best.
Right.
And they're not looking to like mold clay, right? They're looking to go ahead because they're in a win now business, right? We
That's
watch
the truth.
Panthers, we watch the Panthers and we watch the Cardinals, which is something that you as a Steeler fan, you don't have to worry about this because y'all keep y'all coaches forever. But the rest of the NFL, they fire people. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
fire people, right? But on a serious note, if he wants to build a team via the transfer portal, I mean, knock yourself out. I mean,
Now let
because
me
the
ask you this question. If he does not have another winning season, do you think that way will still be effective for him?
yes,
Okay.
because
Oh,
and again, I may be saying this from a biased standpoint because I've been polluted by listening to some of the rhetoric that other Hurricane fans have said.
oh,
But you have the ability up to 5 years, according to Miami Hurricane fans. You got the ability up to 5 years to blame the previous coach. So Dion
ah,
can blame the previous staff for up to 5 years for the current situation that the Colorado Buffalo are in.
mm.
So
Even with him gutting a roster like that, though.
even even with you gutting the roster,
Mm,
you can still blame the ex.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? You can still
Yeah, I
blame
feel
the ex.
that. But dang, he should. Dang, because I don't know. I thought I would probably would have kept around at least some of them big linemen now, if something. But dang, he took everybody out. Like you can't blame nobody. He done restarted the whole thing. He said it.
Yes,
Look,
you can. Yes, you can. You can blame people because Chucky, again, and I take great liberty of poking fun at these people. It's not always about the players. Sometimes
yeah,
it's about the infrastructure around it, the culture. You got to
yeah,
get those players out of there because they got a losing culture. So they
hmm,
weren't that good to begin with.
right,
So you got
trash.
so you got to get them out of there.
Get
Get
him
them out of
out. I hear that. I hear that. I feel that, and I was okay with that. I was like, just some of them,
there.
some of them.
No, you can't keep no, you can't keep no stragglers.
Can't none.
No, you can't keep none of them.
Even the offensive lineman that went down to Florida State University
You
on the
can't you can't do it, man.
ain't none of them. Dang, dog.
Because they don't fit what the new coach is trying to do.
I
Even
get it.
though
Mm-hmm.
prior to the portal, you just had to deal with what you had on the roster. But with the portal, the job is so much easier now. But you still
Mhm.
can blame the other guy for 5 years, though.
Right, right. Okay. I get
But
it. I get it.
I'm
Fair
being I'm,
enough.
I'm being a little facetious right now. But on a serious note, all jokes aside, I don't have a problem with what Coach Prime is doing because at the end of the day, like I said, it's the NFL and recruiting services, and I can't put the complete blame on them because you're talking about maybe 30 to 40,000 kids that play high school football, and I could be way off, but and only a finite amount of that number is actually going to play collegiate snaps. There's no way in the world that these recruiting services can evaluate each and every one of these.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in the world these coaching staffs can do that.
Right.
So to just kind of wrap it up, you could have a guy that was undervalued and then he turns himself into something that shows some self motivation, that shows some self determination. And if you can get those guys on a bigger stage, and they still have that chip on their shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to wine and dine them, you don't have to go buy their mama a new furniture set. Not trying to be stereotypical, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
Right. Right.
I'm gonna cut through all that headache, because one thing that Coach Prime did say, and I agree with that. These men that are coming in via the transfer portal, the older guys, not the
Mm-hmm.
guys that are fresh off their freshman year, it's about business with them.
Yeah.
This is a transaction.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I've developed. I'm ready to buy in. I'm ready to go play football, because I'm trying to get to the next level. And I don't necessarily see a problem with that. But again, it's gonna be an experiment. If it works, people are gonna adopt it. If it doesn't work, then like
I
the
ain't got a
guy
problem with
said,
nothing. But
it's
if
gonna be a
but if
difference.
but if Truck and Ch- but if Chubby got something to say, I am entitled to my opinion. Do you, if you think I'm too opinionated, then turn the damn channel, fool. Because we all got opinions. And an opinion is a belief in a thought. That's all it is. The same thing, man. That's the same thing. But if I got my opinions and if I think a certain way about something, that's just how I feel about it. But see, that's why I like coming on here with my co-host and the gang. You know what I mean? Because when the gang out there, they'll let me know. Look, Chubby, you're tripping. You got some liquor in your coffee the other morning. You got this, you doing that. Then y'all let me know. And then y'all explain to me, and then okay, now I see the other side of things that way, and I've also was able to explain what I was feeling and in my opinion, and you see that, and we both able to leave with a better understanding of how each other feels on that particular situation. Okay, and it's okay, because now I leave with more knowledge and you leave with more knowledge, and look at it from another point of view. All right. So look, man. Hey, man, we cooking up in here, man. We always up on here. I see big. I want to give a shout out to the people in that Chizak, Cuban Kane, Chris Kane for life up in the building. Anthony Mazzano, he up in the building, and Ms. Ike up in the building. I like, go ahead and hit that like button for us, man. We moving on to the next topic. We is done with Dion and Shador. All right. What's the next one? Ooh, oh, today was a good day. Ooh, ooh, ah, mm, 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 Hey, y'all know that's the jam. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, cuz y'all know that's that jam. Hey, but yeah, I took that, man. You want to take the L? You know I am, Cube. You know I am, gang. I'm gonna drop the link in there after this subject. Y'all, I mean, I don't want everybody to kill the time, but yeah, I got you, gang. All right, but look, so my man's hit me up in the week. He said, "Yo, because we be trucking and all that. You know, man, we at work. I'm at work, riding down the road, bumping shit. Boop, just spilled my. I said, "Fuck my coffee." He text me, said, "Text." I said, "Oh shit, god damn it, motherfucker." So I done went ahead and he said, "Cuh, Caitlin Clark and Ice Cube. Ice Cube done offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to get up in the big three." And I said, "Well, geez, Louis, man, oh man, hey." $5 million is a lot of money compared to what she's gonna make in the WNBA. Minus her NIL deals. That's a lot of bread. Now, has she? I don't think she's answered that, but I believe that that is a great deal. This could change a lot of things. This could change a whole trajectory. He actually can even start a women's big three, and it may even compete with the WNBA. Ah, where's my notes at on this? I mean, I'm just saying, man, if he giving $5 million out, now this is what I was saying. The WNBA is so cheap, and that Caitlin Clark would be foolish not to take this deal. What up? What up, Stu? But the thing is the WNBA was put on the spot with this Ice Cube and Caitlin Clark thing. Ice Cube put them on the spot when he done this. Absolutely 100%. Because to me, it forces their hand to say, okay, if he's going to offer her 5 million, they got to up that salary cap on them teams. Because this is why a lot of our women talent leaves the US, as we all know, and goes to play overseas to try to make a little bit of bank. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones who don't have the big name, image, and likeness, such as a Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. What's old girl's name down at Tennessee? Rakia Jackson. You know, just those names that come off my head real quick. But they don't have that big of a name, image, and likeness, so they have to go play overseas and try to make some extra money doing that. But look, Cube said, "Come play in the Big Three." And I don't think that I don't think it coincides with the season. Does it merge with the season? Isn't the Big Three like during the off season with the WNBA, NBA? Somebody out there help me out with that. Cube, you know Cube. I know you know Cube.
During the big three is during the summer.
The Big Three during the right. So it don't matter. So it don't even matter. But they had the chat going there. I looked at the chat, Chad. That's all. But what are you thinking on this? What are you thinking on this, bro? Like what? Because I know you got a lot of things to say. I got a couple more things I'm gonna add in, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and start cooking up, and then I'm gonna come in after you again.
I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense from the standpoint of her actually playing.
Really?
It makes sense from a business standpoint if you're talking about you trying to get more viewership to the big three. Now,
Mm,
to obviously doing the research, the big three viewership has increased every year. Is I believe next year be going into the seventh year,
mm-hmm.
and so they are garnering viewership organically. But I don't understand where Caitlin Clark fits into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Caitlin Clark, this is again no slight to Caitlin Clark, but I feel like there are maybe some other WNBA stars. If you wanted to do this, why don't you go with a proven commodity, right? Instead of going with a college prospect, right? What a person again, she doesn't get as much fanfare as a lot of these young women now this in the NIL era and even maybe even to a WNBA. But Liz Cambridge, I think Liz is like 6'8", 6'9" or something she's big.
Mm-hmm.
But Liz does the same type of thing Angel Reese does, but Liz is already in the WNBA.
Right.
Liz came out and said, "Look, she can beat DeMarcus Cousins in basketball." Like that's the type of time Liz Cambridge is on. So, and Liz Cambridge obviously done the overseas thing. I believe she started the OnlyFans page and stuff like that. So Liz is about a hustle. So if anything, I would have, me being me, I would have maybe offered an opportunity to a Liz Cambridge or someone of that particular ilk versus going to get it at a Caitlin Clark.
Right.
And to kind of piggyback or to kind of comment on what you stated about the WNBA upping the salary cap, the NBA the NBA is not going to give them a larger share of the market. I mean, it's just not. So competition is good, but to me, in the grand scheme of things, women are trying very hard to push their sports forward, the sports that they are competing in. And I just don't think that they would be satisfied. I wouldn't be satisfied, right? I mean, I'm not a watcher of women's sports, but I understand their plight in some instincts, but I don't think they would be happy if you minimize their game to a half court session. Um, when they come from college and they're playing full court, so I wouldn't get it. And Cuba's drawn some criticism from some of the statements that he made because he said that those other countries are dismal and
Mm.
dubious. And so one of the I don't her name escapes my mind right now, but one of the co-hosts on Gil's Arena, she took those comments to heart because she said that a lot of those countries are very nice that they go to, and he spoke out of turn, and he's really not. That's really not helping or benefiting the WNBA because the league is not active during the time of the year that they actually go overseas to play basketball. So it's not like you are giving them an alternative. They still can go overseas, and if they want to come back and participate in the Big Three, if that's his grand scheme, they
Mm-hmm.
can do that. But there's still a gap between when the WNBA season ends to when the Big Three season starts. And I'll say this, and I'll give it back to you. Cube has made a splash with some obviously non NBA talent because he went and got. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He goes by the name of Frank Nitti, a
Okay.
Drew League MVP, very very good player, point guards, played overseas and stuff like that. He recently joined the Big Three. He's going into his third season. Frank Nitti has a nice fan base himself. So Cube is he didn't offer Frank $5 million though, but I see Cube busy trying to go and get different demographics. And at the and at the bigger thing of it, I mean, Caitlin Clark does have a certain complexion. We don't have to get into the politics of that, but she does have a certain complexion that could bring in a
She
different
got the
fan.
complexion for the connection. Just say what it is, cuz.
No, I'm saying no. I
But
what's understood not to be explained, but
right,
but
right,
I
right.
understand what you're doing if you can. And Caitlin is
Well,
unique because we're talking about Iowa. So,
I
but
think
from a
I
play
feel that.
standpoint, I don't
Hmm.
get it. But from a business standpoint, it does kind of make sense.
Well, well, at for must I add, and I was going to get there, Cuban, but since you brought it up in the comments, and I see that, and I seen that about the WNBA, right? The WNBA, the NBA period did not help Cube out in the beginning, right? They just didn't. He tried to partner with them. He tried to get help from them with the arena, so forth and so on. They have been blocking the big three, right? So you know that this is some kind of get back, right? This is some kind of, it may be that. And I think that that's what he's going for. But look, this is, and you made very great points. And now I see from, I'm able to see things from a different point of view there. This is why we have these discussions. However, I disagree. And I think that the WNBA could benefit off of a league such as this. It does not, because of the way that it is, exactly what you said, the format, it just keeps up with practice. Okay, we say that the eight, or what's wrong with America and basketball. I learn from you guys a lot. I listen, I pay attention to everything everybody says around me. I soak all the information up. We don't practice enough in America, right? That's what we're all talking about. We just play games. Well, this is another way and form to keep your skills sharp. And if he's offering one player 5 million, he can offer a slew of players a decent amount of money, way more than what they're going to get paid in the WNBA anyhow, and they'll be able to compete. And I just think it'd be great. And when I heard it, I was like, big ups for Cube for doing that. Why wouldn't he go after that? Now the only thing, and I seen where other people was coming from was like, why didn't you go after other names going to the WNBA, such as, like I said, a Rakia Jackson? I understand why he didn't go after Angel Reese because she has not declared for the draft yet, and neither has like a Haley Van Lith, but Caitlin Clark has, and she's just the biggest name, and she's gonna bring eyes wherever it goes, and it makes sense from a huge standpoint. Period. Now, this has worked out for so many women. He gave big women opportunities. Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman. These are just two women that have come up and have coached men's basketball because of the big three. So in his comments about the other countries, it's just competition. I think that was just competition. I don't think that he meant anything malicious or with saying what he said. He was just saying, look, y'all, why y'all want to go overseas and play? You could smoke blood in Cali in my league. You ain't got to take IV, Vicodin, Percocet for your injuries. I'm gonna let you smoke some bud in my league, kick back, use for your injuries, rub some THC on the joints, you know, and you gonna make a couple $1,000,000 while you doing it. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I think that it was good, and those are some of the benefits on that. Now, we have some things talking about some people got in the chat, and I want to address that, but that's just me, bro, right there. And but look, that's why I really like bro, I really appreciate the conversations that we have because you give me another point of view and another way to look at things and to slow down and say, okay, I see that other side to things too. But I'm rooting for him to do it, bro. Now, in this question, would you like to Cube? Would you like to see this happen for Cube? Just that simple question.
I mean, if he would give, if it's going to be a situation where it's full court basketball 5-on-5 and
Mm-hmm.
you are giving competition to the WNBA, then yes, I would love it because
Mm-hmm.
competition brings
Okay.
out the best in people. Because not switching the subject, but we were I was listening to a discussion where they were talking about like the XFL, USFL not being able to penetrate the NFL's wall. Well, QB is in an interesting situation right now where you can penetrate the WNBA wall. Um, Now, how he's going to do it, if that's his sole main objective, then go ahead. And it
Mhm.
does benefit that you are maybe branching out and trying to do this in a situation where you have players like a Caitlin Clark, like an Angel Reese, that have such huge names that they could be the vanguards
Right.
of this particular league. Because Angel Reese flat out said, "Hey, look, my NIL deals are going to be here, past college, right? So those could be
Uh,
situations that you could maybe, again, like you said, bring in some additional dollars." So I
right.
mean, if he's looking to do that, then I agree. But if it's half court basketball and you're playing retired NBA players, like that's not no. I don't want to see that.
Okay. Well, I think I,
I
you know,
don't. I mean, Chubbs. I mean, I'm not. This make some people may say it's a sexist comment. I don't want to see Caitlin Clark up here trying to play defense on Joe Johnson.
yeah, yeah. Now, yeah. Now, I agree with that. I agree with that part. And now I'm thinking that he wants to start a whole Big Three women's league. You know what I'm saying? A Big Three women's league. Um, and I'm sure that he'll probably have to make some changes. But I think he'll have to do that. I should have added that in there. But yes, he absolutely probably would have to start a Big Three women's league, because other than that, you'll probably be getting them, and they'll have to worry about injuries and what it look like, Caitlin Clark getting injured by a 50-year-old Joe Johnson, something like that. That'd be crazy. You'd be like, oh, Caitlin can't play for the Liberty now because she got injury by Joe Johnson. He retired, and or anybody that's old, a Nick
Let Joe
Wright.
go. Let Joe cook Caitlin for about 70.
Oh man, but I do think that there's a lot of pluses in this though. I do, man. I do. I honestly think it'd be a lot of pluses, but I'm glad we having these conversations on these topics. I already dropped the link in there, man. That's a huge thing though, but I think he's just really just trying to force the NBA's hand, and giving them more money, the WNBA, because let's just be honest, they ain't paying them nearly enough money, man. And like you said, Angel Reese going to their NIL deals. So what? So what? They still making more in their NIL deals and getting more publicity at the college level. I don't know if her stardom is going to follow her to the WNBA just because the WNBA is not as watched as much as women's college basketball is. So that concerns me a little bit. Now that really does. Their viewership is not the same as we didn't even know that the WNBA women's championship playoffs was just in. Did you know about that at all? No, I
No,
don't think so. That's what I'm
but
saying. But you know about the NCAA women's tournament for sure. and that's what worries me. Even big names, because we have seen a lot of big names go to the WNBA and have not, and they were huge stars in women's college basketball.
And
Um,
I think it's, but not to cut you off, but
yeah, go ahead.
it's different now. You know,
It
you got
is. You
portal.
got social media.
Social media is at a. I'm not gonna say social media is at a peak right now, but social media is at a very very high height. You still have
Yeah.
new social media sites being created. Obviously, you got the situation with TikTok, Facebook is still around, Instagram. Um, whatever social media site, YouTube is there. They're able to get channels. So the thing to me is like, and this is what some people say the problem is with the NBA is where it's like it's not about the team, it's about individual players. So
Mm,
while that may not be a good practice and that may turn NBA fans off, that may be something that could turn and this may come out the wrong
right.
way, but
No,
that may
no,
be
go ahead.
something that turn WNBA fans on. That
Mm,
I'm following Angel Reese, I'm following Caitlin Clark. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I'm like the young lady at USC. Her name is escaped my mind, but she's gonna be a problem for the next 2 to 3 years because the thing about it is like right now these young ladies they're not doing like the men. There's not one and done. Like they are incentivized because of the WNBA and with NIL, they're in a perfect situation that we can sit here and grow with these young women if you do want to decide to watch women's college basketball. So
Right.
we've grown with Caitlin Clark, we've grown with Angel Reese, and a slew of other young ladies that are going to come on that's going to make their names
But a
known.
lot of our talent left the WNBA though, bro. And I hear that. I do. And I don't mean to cut you off, bro. And I understand that. I really get your point. I totally do, bro. But with the whole platforms and their social media and their following and everything, but this has like social media has been here for a couple of years, and there's the stars that's leaving and going to the WNBA. Now, nobody like Caitlin Clark. She may change that. She may be the exception for this whole thing that's going on. For real, she may be the exception. Now, I must agree with you on that one with when it comes to Caitlin Clark because people want to see her ball. But as great as she is right now in college, do we think that that translate over to the WNBA? Do you think that she still is going to be this great and this dominant in the WNBA? Realistically.
I mean, I made this comment. I said she could turn out to be Adam Morrison. I remember Adam Morrison was knocking down all kind of 3 pointers at Gonzaga, and people said, I mean, the Bobcats spent a top 5 pick on Adam Morrison, and he flamed out like a guy like a Jimmer Fredette. Like, I mean, so she could flame out, but and then the thing about it is like she's coming with it's gonna be some tension. It's almost like the way the media has kind of hyped it up is to me it's kind of like when Lonzo got to the league and how NBA players wanted to make it a point of emphasis to introduce him to the NBA because of the things that his father said. To me, I think there's gonna be the intrigue of Caitlin Clark because it's like there's gonna be WNBA players like they're gonna feel tight. Like, bro, how you getting 5 million?
Hmm.
What do you do to get five? I mean, like, yeah, you breaking records, but you ain't like that. I mean, that's again, we gotta look at the competitive nature of it. I'm not saying she's not like that, but I'm just saying you gotta look at it from women that are already playing the game.
Oh, she like that in college, but I don't think she does that sound. I think she can be good in the WNBA, but they're going that's she's not going to be this dominant in the WNBA. Not this dominant.
Hey, Chuck, and I say this. This is my last comment on it. She'll either be Steph Curry or she'll be Adam Morrison. Ain't no
That's
in between.
it. That's it. I mean, with the following she has though, that's what worries me there. That's what worries me with her following and the lack of the attention the WNBA gets. Now, I appreciate y'all rocking in. I do like that comment. One player, Studio Stu said, gang gang. Studio said one player on each Big Three team. One woman player on each Big Three team. One woman player. That sounds interesting. It does. Now, the next topic. Oh, we hear basketball. The tournament. Some games are going on live right now as we speak. The men's tournament. Your picks for the final four and the men. This is the Elite Eight I got pulled up on a slide right now. Who are your picks for the final four, bro?
So I'm checking the score right now. I've been watching it. UConn and Illinois. UConn is up by 5, 20-23. Obviously, UConn, the defending national champions. UConn is favored, but Illinois, I mean, it's kind of my team, you know,
Mm-hmm.
on and off since '05. So I'm gonna have to I'm
You
gonna have
got
to
to
go with
rock
you.
with them?
I'm about to go with UConn because my
Oh.
man, my man Terrence Shannon, my man got 2 points. He 1 for 7 from the field right now. If he don't get started up, UConn gonna run away with this. But I'm gonna go with UConn. I'm gonna go with Bama over Clemson. I'm taking Purdue over Tennessee, and I'm taking Duke over NC State.
Oh, let me round of applause for you, man. So me, well, obviously, um, I went with UConn, right? I went with Clemson over Alabama. I went with NC State over Duke and Purdue over Tennessee. I have Purdue taking the whole thing. That's me. I just think they're just. I don't know how you guard dude. How do you guard that? How do you guard him? How do you guard Zach Edey? How? Like the dude like 7'7". I mean, like the dude literally like when he dunks when he just touches the rim like this, like his hook shot or whatever. He just so big. I don't know how you guard Zach Edey. Now I'm not like I said, I'm not no basketball aficionado, but I got Purdue taking the whole thing. But that's my final four. I just picked right there on the men's side. I would like to see some of y'all's final four out there in the chat. But that's for the men's side of things right there. Now on the women's side of things, let's get up into this one. Now I guess I'll go ahead and take the lead on this one.
Hey, listen, we getting what we want. The people getting what they want. LSU, Iowa, they getting what they want.
You think so? You
No, I'm
think so?
saying they next.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
next. The
And they,
people
I
are
mean, I got and man, look, man, LSU about to put something on them, man. They about to put something on them this year. It does scare me though that when their close out, they do give up a lot of 3 points. When I see them play like Texas A&M, I believe it was, Ole Miss, they during the season though, this tournament different though. Tournament play different, but they was giving up a lot of threes that you go inside the paint on and they kick out. And that's what Caitlin Clark did today with Colorado. They was on point. Caitlin Clark coming in there, passing the ball around. You know, she drawing a double team, somebody wide open for a three every time. However, I think Flage got a lock down on Caitlin Clark, though. You know what I'm saying? Flage normally guards her. She what, 5'10", 5'10 and a half, something like that. So they around the same height. Caitlin 6 foot. And Flage's defense did get better. But I got LSU. Let me talk that talk. LSU, South Carolina, North Carolina women, North Carolina State women also, and I got the Yukon women beating Duke. That's what I got. So I have South Carolina, LSU, North Carolina State, and Yukon. Of course, for some reason, I it just Don Staley's team, they struggled against Indiana, but the key of beating them is Camila Cordoza, and Angel Reese is the only one in the tournament to me that can guard Cordoza. So LSU taking it all, but that's my picks. What's yours, bro?
I got South Carolina, Texas. I'm going Iowa, and I'm going USC.
I'm still here, bro. I had my camera messed up.
Okay, okay,
My
yeah,
camera messed up.
okay. All right, all right, all right. Those are my four. I got South Carolina, Texas, Iowa, and USC.
Why you got them? Bro? You picked them. You went with them. Why you like them teams?
I mean, hey, look, I'm going with. Hey, listen, I'm going with the number one seeds, man. I got it.
That's my guy.
Why
That's
not?
my guy. Drop a bomb for him. Hey
Why not?
yo, he be on it. He'll be playing. Cuz don't be playing. Ah,
I got.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a nice. Yeah, Juju Watkins. Yeah, Juju. Yeah, Hey, Juju, a problem, man. She a problem.
He said that's what happened when I lied picking LSU. Man, I look, that's not a lie though. Do you think what you so Cuban? All right, you are the basketball guy in that chat, right? You who? So listen, you do not think that the key of beating South Carolina is Camila Cordoza. Now we know Malaysia for a while. He will go crazy. Bree Hall nice, and so is Chloe good too. Don't let me get it twisted. They got a good team, but I would rather that. But if you can get Carmela Cordozo out of here, who gonna guard Angel Reese on South Carolina? Who gonna guard? Who can guard Angel Reese on South Carolina? But besides Camila Cordozo, I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait.
Man, this is terrible.
What's terrible?
No, I'm talking about like UConn has not made a 3-pointer, but they're up 35-23.
Jeez, jeez, jeez. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you say so? That's what you say. That's what you say, Q. No, look, I'm just saying Reese is she ain't that, you know what I mean? But she gets it done, bro. She gets it done on the boards and she makes some shots. You know what I'm saying? She's a decent free throw shooter, right? Um, who you think the best on Anisha Morrow is the best to me. I mean Anisha Morrow, we have yet to seen her play her best. She has not even went off yet, like and just carried the whole LSU team. Anisha Morrow from DePaul, she was going bananas up at DePaul, averaging 36 points a game and all that other stuff before she even came down to LSU. She's taking a back seat to even try to help out the team a little bit, if you ask me. But Anisha Morrow is like that. She's like that for real, for real. Um, but but yeah, that's all Reese got to give you is 15 points and 20 rebounds. She give you 15 points and 20 rebounds, bro. It's on and popping, man. But I you know, hey, I'm learning. I'm learning. And thank you for teaching me. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, brother. So we are talking about which NFL team are y'all excited to see next season.
Man,
Now
this is my favorite topic right here.
you can go with the personal favorites. You can go with everybody's talking about, or you could just simply just do it how we like to do it here on the fans' point of view and pick a team that was trash last year, but you might be excited to see them. Now, y'all know I'm excited to see a team, couple teams, but obviously I could use this opportunity to talk about my Steelers, but I think I'll do that tomorrow in tomorrow morning. But let me get my ready. I am excited to see Shaq go talk about his team he excited to see first. Ah,
Well, you know what? As much as I'm like you, I was. It's easy. I can talk about the Raiders, but for as much flack as I've given my second team,
mhm.
I'm intrigued to watch them play. I'm intrigued to watch the Chicago Bears play next year. I'm
Hey,
excited they do.
nah,
Uh,
why you intrigued to watch the Bears play?
listen, we'll break it down.
Okay.
When he got Caleb some weapons, they did
Mhm.
got some weapons, and when they retooled the offensive line for him, New offensive coordinator. We can't say that Cliff Kingsbury offense was the issue that was why the Cardinals didn't get over the hump. We can't say it was the offense. We can just say that the team just they couldn't finish. They started fast, but they finished. They couldn't finish it. They had the 12th ranked overall defense in the NFL, which I think is only going to get better.
Right.
Um, when it re-signed the All-Pro corner Jalen Johnson, when it got Kevin Byard from the Tennessee Titans, who's been a steady, pretty good safety himself, and they returned the best run defense in the NFL going back. And
Mm,
so I think their defense is going to be a lot better, and I
mm,
think that's going to help out a lot. They're in a division where it's going to be a good division. Is you still got the Lions. They still have what they have. The Packers, who have hit on three quarterbacks in a row, which is unheard of. But I think that these new weapons,
yeah.
this defense that they have, I think the Bears
They
could
linebackers was crazy last year. I was really a huge fan of their linebackers last year. Like,
take, according to PFF, second best linebacking core in the entire NFL behind the 49ers.
yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited to
Yes,
see the
sir. Yes, sir. Even last year, I thought they were the best last year to me in my eyes. Just from the standpoint of how they played and everything. The stats alone, but how they played, I paid close attention to that last year. Had y'all been following me last year when I was doing my lives and stuff, I talked about the Bears linebackers a lot. I used to do like a little segment called like the Dark Riders, like instead of your dark horses, dark riders. And they were my dark riders for a couple of weeks, man. Those linebackers for the Bears. So yeah, I like that one. I like that one. But to me, I think, and I'm gonna roll with Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders. I'm excited to see them play. Why do I say that? Because of the coaches that they picked up, man. I mean, Dan Quinn. Hold up, hold up. Let me break this down to y'all real quick. The head coach, Dan Quinn. Um, Pete, I can't pronounce his name, but the player development coach, Pete. Oh, well, how you pronounce that? I don't know it. I'm not going to try to. I'm a butcher it. Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, they got him over there. Andre Coleman, office assistant. Their staff is just crazy. The list goes on and on and on. Another one I wanted to mention on that list was Brian Johnson, an assistant head coach, and he's also the passing game coordinator. Now, I don't now, to me, a lot of people, you're like a passing game coordinator, right? And all these picks they have, right? They went out, they went ahead and got this offensive line together. Now they got Big Tyler from Wisconsin. Let me just flat out come out and say this because there's no other way for Truck and Chubby to do this. They went out and got a lot of big white boys for the offensive line, which makes me think that the Washington Commanders are super interested in getting Drake May. They are. And the picks that they got, James Pierre, they went and grabbed him from us, the cornerback. I really like him going over there to Washington. We don't pay a lot of players, but he's developed in Pittsburgh. James Pierre, to me, I like the way he balled, but he's going to be in Washington. Michael Dieter, the center, they grabbed him up from Houston. Like I said, they're going after Drake May. They're going to go pick Drake May. Watch the Commanders. All the picks they grabbed. I'm going to see what they do, and I'm excited to watch the Washington Commanders. I can't even speak on it right now. I'm tongue tied on how it's so because I'm really so excited to watch them, man. I can't even get it out and speak it into words, man. The moves they made, and Dan Quinn. I want to see what he does as a head coach, my guy. I want to see what Dan Quinn does. Now, another team that I'm excited to watch. Another team that I am excited. The Seattle Seahawks. Now, them going to go pick up Sam Howell. And that is going to be interesting to see what goes on with that quarterback room. Seeing how Sam Howell's over there backing up. I think that he's going to go over there and compete for that job. The running backs that they have, Kenneth Walker, I'm a big fan of Kenneth Walker, but now they have a nice 1-2 punch going on over there. And that defense that they shored up, I want to see how that defense performs this year and over there in Seattle. That is just that's my number 2 team over there in the NFC. Also, the Philadelphia Eagles. With all the turmoil that went on over there, and we wasn't sure what went on. They went on that super duper butt losing streak that they went on. And we just said, look, players need to be traded out of Philly. We done gave Philly hell. We done said this about them, that about them. And I want to see if they bounce back and they respond to this adversity because I'm a huge fan of Jalen Hurts. I've always been. And I want to see how they perform and bounce back from this adversity and see what AJ Brown does. I think he stays there. I really want him to stay there and just work out these things and just show the world that the brotherhood can come together, that they can fix a small problem. Because I just think it's just something stupid and small. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I do want to see what the Eagles do. And I said the Seahawks before them and the Washington Commanders. So there are 3 teams that I want to excited to watch this year. You can go ahead. I'll pass it off to
Yeah,
you, brother.
yeah, I misspoke. We have Shane Waldron, offensive coordinator for the Bears, coming from Seattle. So
Oh,
again, good offense has helped. Obviously what he did with Geno Smith, helping turn DK Metcalf into a very good receiver, run game. So very, like I said, it's going to complement what the Bears are doing. I think it's a good fit. A very very good fit. So I'm interested to watch them, and I'm also interested to watch the Houston Texans. Right,
mm,
Texans have been a team that has been very intriguing to me since their re-inception into the league. Um, really love when they had Arian Foster running the ball. Obviously, Andre Johnson,
ooh, those days.
JJ Watt. I mean, they've always had on paper some solid teams,
Yeah.
but it was just like they could never get over the hump. So I'm interested again to see how they do because they made it to the playoffs with some key pieces missing and a rookie quarterback. So again, they have a OC from that 49ers coaching tree. So we should only expect for them to get we can only expect for them to get
Uh huh.
better offensively, and we know what D'Amico Ryan's going to do on the defensive side of the ball. So I think the Houston Texans, and they are in a division that
Yeah.
is wide open.
Yeah, it is.
So
And they can just walk away with that division, bro. They really can. They can just walk
yeah,
away with that in the AFC South division.
yeah.
Um, I got a quick question for you. Do you do you think what position helps them right now? What position you think really helps them? Do you think it's receiver, saying that they didn't have that depth, or do you think what do you think a tight end? But then they just could sign a tight end too. You know what I'm saying? So just
Texans,
what are you thinking there?
who can help the Texans?
Yeah, yeah, with the Texans. You think they should go receiver?
And if I'm D'Amico Ryan, I'm strengthening the strength. I'm going to get the best available defensive player,
Hmm.
because it's been a discussion going on, but it hasn't fully crossed the finish line yet. But they're trying to start that race. And that race is they're almost trying to get a situation where the wide receiver position, they're trying
Hmm.
to get where it's like the running back position, where it's like we can still get value later in the draft.
Mm,
So if you can get another premium edge or you can get a premium linebacker or a premium corner,
yeah.
which I would go and do that. I mean, they have a guy. They got Stingley Jr. out there. They got Will Anderson as an edge. So they have a good defense, but I would strengthen the strength personally. This is a lucky for them. This is a very deep wide receiver draft class right here. So they don't
Yeah.
have one in the first round. They could
No.
get a guy, which they don't. I don't. What they don't have a first round pick this year, do they? Because they had two last year.
They late round, right? When we did that, when we did the mock, that was a while ago. We did the mock. I think they got a late round pick. I think so.
Yeah. So a receiver will be there later
Mhm.
in the draft. A
Right.
big quality guy, someone someone that they need. So I would just get best available defensive player, based on where you pick it, and I would do that.
If
And
anything.
yeah,
Okay. All
you can
right.
you can go get a receiver later in the draft, or if you want to make a trade, or someone wants to do something or whatever like that, you can get a receiver. That's not a problem. You can
Yeah.
find them.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see. That's a dope one. My Cube said he want to see what's up with them Jets, them Jets. That's what he said. He wanted to see what's going on with the Jets. But me, real quick though, I ain't talking about the Jets. I'm talking about the best. Now, I can go with the Steelers and be like F the rest, but y'all already know it is. Y'all put us to the test. Hey, we got bars. Now let me stop, cuz. Let me stop. Now,
bro,
but
bro. UConn is beating Illinois 53-23.
oh my goodness. I took
Bro,
Illinois. I
bro,
took that 8.5 from Illinois, bro.
bro. Connecticut has scored 25 points in the second half. Illinois 0.
Gee, oh my
There's
goodness, man, dang, man.
you,
I took that 8.5 too, man. They
you,
gave
you
him 8.5.
Purdue too.
Huh? You said
I
what
said
now?
I said you taking Purdue to win it all. You
Yeah,
can.
Purdue. Yeah, I just don't see how you guard Zach Edey, man. I mean, like the dude just
I don't know.
now
Boy,
he's so big. Like you either gotta foul him or you gonna foul him down low. I mean, what are you gonna do? He getting 20 rebounds a game, 20 rebounds. I mean, you can try to double team him, and then when you can't leave them guards open the way that Purdue shoots. You leave them guards open, they gonna be shooting down in the block, going crazy. That's just crazy. Like I don't understand that, but the Jacksonville Jaguars. I want to see what they look like. That's a fact. I like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is okay. I'm gonna talk about my Pittsburgh Steelers tomorrow morning. You know how I give it. I ain't gonna talk about them right now. I'll talk about them tomorrow because they gotta have a whole 15 minutes where I'm just talking about Steelers. So I'm not gonna talk about them, right now because it's just easy. Yeah, feel me? Yeah, feel me? I gotta say something. That's I think I've been normally doing it. I think I've normally been doing like my Steeler little thing on like Sunday mornings. I think so. I'm gonna like keep it that way a little bit, unless we get into a discussion about that. Yeah, man. But there's a lot of teams out there in the NFL that we are excited to see this season, and I think that we are in for a huge NFL wide receiver position draft. It's crazy the number of receivers that's out there and how they come. But we about to jump right up into that. We about to roll right over into the question. What position comes to the NFL best prepared? Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, O line, defensive lineman, defensive end, linebacker, cornerback, safety. Which position comes to the NFL best prepared to you? Now, um, there is no right or wrong answer with this, was what I found out. There's really no right or wrong answer with this. It's just really what you support, especially from what I went through, the rookie of the years and so forth and so on. Like there's really no right or wrong answer with this. And that's why I like it because there is no right or wrong answer. To me, I would say defense linemen come in the NFL best prepared other more than any other position. Why do I say that? And there's no knock on defensive linemen, but it's the dumbest position, the defensive end, I should say. The defensive end. It's the dumbest position. Put your hand in the dirt, rush the quarterback. Get whoever got the ball behind the line. Get whoever got the ball behind the line. And that's I just what it is when you play football. Now I know the defensive lineman you can get into the three technique a lot of guys don't understand it their techniques. They don't understand where a zero tech how to play the what that is from 0 to 9. They don't understand what that is. Okay, so when you zero is right in front of the guy when you right there smack in front of the center. Okay, Then when you move it into the one that is the center's inside, that is the center's outside shoulder. I'm sorry, and it you or you could say it easily right in between the gap, or you could say in the guard's inside. The two would be the guard's inside shoulder, and the three they say the three is the outside shoulder or within that gap between the guard and the tackle. Now I know what I'm talking about. Don't y'all be out there trying to play me talking about Chubby don't know what he on. Cause Chubby know what he be talking about. The seven is either right in front of the tight end or not outside. Now there is something what they call a wide nine technique, and the wide nine technique is outside of everybody, the furthest man on the offensive line. Say the tight ends on the outside. That's when that defensive end line up outside of him. That is called they either call that the nine, or some people the correct terminology for that is the wide nine technique. Okay. Guys don't understand. The problem is with some of the defensive linemen, and why I had to take back the defensive lineman being the dumbest is because that's actually hard to do when you're in the game, is to find that particular gap that you're supposed to hit, especially when you're doing double stunts and cross and things of that nature. Okay. But the defensive end really doesn't have to worry about that. And the smarter they come, the better they are. That's why players like Aaron Donald, Matt Crosby are so good, because they understand their gap assignment, their techniques, and everything like that. But a lot of guys are coming into the NFL and they don't understand that. They do not understand that this leverage that you have to use to fight, what moves you use. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't understand. A lot of them guys don't understand that coming to the NFL, but they get on here and say that we don't know what we talk about on a fan's point of view. Well, baby, I just broke down something down to you. You feel me? And so I'm gonna pass it to my co-host, and he'll tell me another position he believes.
Man, this was hard. It really was because, like
Yeah.
I said, made a very compelling case for the defensive line, um, defensive tackle, defensive end. Obviously, the case can be made for linebacker, quarterback, whatever. But I went with tight end.
Oh.
I think with the way that the offenses are being run now, where
Mm-hmm.
you that offense or that package that the Patriots made so popular with Hernandez and Gronk, it's become a premium now for teams to have a non-traditional tight end. Now, if you can still do traditional things, that's great. But if you do non-traditional things, then you got an additional receiver on the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go all the way back to a Jimmy Graham if you want to talk modern era. But I went back to 2014, and I'm sure you'll remember some of these names because I'm looking back and I'm saying, okay, I see these names and these guys are still doing it right now.
All right.
Uh, Eric Ebron, drafted by your Steelers initially. Well, no,
Hold
you
up.
drafted Detroit.
Ebron went to the no the Colts. He was with the
No,
Colts, wasn't he?
he
No,
got
or
drafted.
was he? Yeah, he was with the Colts.
Ebron went to the Colts, but he got drafted by Detroit.
Yeah,
But
Detroit. Yeah, okay.
I know Eric Ebron because Eric Ebron bent us over quite a few times, right?
Right, right, right,
OJ,
right.
tight end from Alabama. Interesting thing about OJ Howard is like OJ Howard like had to take a back seat
Yeah.
to some dynamic wide receivers at Alabama during his time there. But if OJ Howard was at another institution at the time, OJ Howard probably would have put up stupid numbers, right?
Yeah.
Evan Ingram,
Mm-hmm.
played at Ole Miss, right? Went to the Giants, very good tight end. David and
Right.
Joe from Miami, Hayden Hurst, T.J. Hawkinson, Noah Font, Kyle Pitts, and the newest. And these are just the guys I'm naming that were drafted in the first round, right? These are just first round guys. And then you got the newest kid on the block, Brock Bowers, who can do everything.
Every.
And taking away from first round picks, obviously you got Travis Kelsey putting in work.
Mm.
Got my man over there with the 49ers. His name escapes me right now, but
Kittle. George Kittle.
George Kittle putting in work. So I mean, like the tight end position is it's to me it may not have impacted the game as much as this new edge guy, but
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have one. If you're serious about doing something deep in the playoffs, you gotta have one of these guys. And I
You
think
do.
the from the collegiate level, they're doing a fantastic job with getting these tight ends ready to go day one.
Okay. I
So
like
it's
that.
hard between the tight end and receiver, to be honest. It was kind of hard, but I said, you know what? Receivers have been doing what they've been doing. You know what I mean? And there have been some bust receivers, but I really can't think of very many
Tight end.
ends that have gone
Mhm.
early and have not been as advertised.
That's right. That's
That's
right. Because even when you think about where we got Darnell Washington in the draft, from Georgia,
another one.
fire move.
Exactly. So I mean, those are two guys that are on your squad,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
and another guy that y'all had a couple of years, Jesse James. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's you have to have one. If you have two, you're doing great. But you got to have one of these
Yeah,
guys.
you gotta have one of them, right? And I don't know why I thought the Houston Texans was probably gonna grab up Cade Stover, because you right that tight end. This was hard, but the tight end position, you got Jared Wiley. He in the draft too from TCU, right? Big Wiley. He in the draft too this year, correct? Cade Stover out there, Jaheim Bell. You just named Brock Bowers. That's four good tight ends right there.
Four good guys.
Four good guys.
They can
Like
do
whoever get
everything.
yeah, that can do everything. Block, they can run, catch, pass, and yes, so I like that. I like that. Um, I would say receivers are getting better. Receivers are getting better. They really are. They really are getting better. I value out of the receiver position. I value route running more than anything, because if you're a great route runner, you don't need top end speed. If you're a great route runner, that is the most important thing that as a receiver to me is route running, understanding the defense. That's why Tyreek Hill is unguardable, because he is so smart. He knows what the defense is going to do before he makes that move, where to sit in the zones, and his route running is incredible. Um, and that's so a lot of guys. Stephon Diggs, he's not the fastest guy, but he's a great route runner. Who else? My Pittsburgh Steelers. I think of somebody off top. Hines Ward. He was not the fastest guy, but his route running was impeccable.
I
he
mean,
he
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Oh yeah, Keenan. Let's go, Keenan Allen. His route running is amazing. And people sleep on Keenan
Yeah,
Allen, bro. Why
I
do
mean, but
people
it's easy.
knocking that guy like that? He's always in the top 10. He is in year what? What year is he in? What, 14, 15?
He's
What
been
year
there
is
for I don't know how long he's been there, but he's been there for a while.
he been there for a while, and he's always a top receiver, bro, in the NFL for all these years of Keenan Allen being in the league, and him always being one of the top 10 receivers. That is excellent, man. He is like, I'll take Keenan Allen any day, any day. Put him on a roster, bro. Put him on my roster. He is great. He's a great receiver. Facts. He is. He's a great receiver. But yeah, quarterbacks ain't coming in no more, because the guys don't want to come and develop, man. I mean, they just don't want to be a quarterback. Everybody wants to be Patrick Mahomes. They gotta be a quarterback. And that's why Brock Purdy's look so good. Jordan Love, take your time, develop the just being a quarterback, man. Knowing how to manipulate the pocket if you ain't got the speed, arms. I think I honestly believe so, and deep down, and this is my belief, that Spencer Rattler is going to be a productive quarterback in the NFL.
You love
I mean,
Spencer.
huh?
I said you love Spencer
I
Rattler.
do, man. I made my first ever YouTube video about Spencer Rattler in the Gamecocks. I did, man. My first ever one, man, was about him. Like Spencer Rattler, some people say he had a cocky attitude. I think he went in college, and I think he slacked off. He was such a huge star if you remember that QB1 show on Netflix, but when he was going into college, he was known through everybody. Everybody paid attention, knew who Spencer Rattler was from that show. So before he even went to the Oklahoma Sooners, I think he went there and slacked off a little bit. And that's what caused him to, he didn't go in there like he was supposed to. He already knew how to make all the throws in high school, but he did not go to Oklahoma the way he was supposed to, nor did he develop the right way. And do I blame that on coaches? Absolutely, I blame that on coaches. And that goes to show that some of these schools get this top talent and they don't develop their quarterbacks and their players as well, because we know that Caleb Williams came in, developed. His dad was on him about off-season workouts. His dad made sure he had everything. Spencer Rattler did not get the development he needed because he was able to make pro throws to me in high school. If you go back and you watch that show, he is a dime dropper, period. Now, as time went on, going through a lot of adversity, people saying, "Oh, he's a bust. He's not what he was supposed to be." Da 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 da. The top quarterback coming into college football, all that gets into your head, and I think he was playing with a lot of that. But I still believe in Spencer Rattler, and I think that Spencer Rattler will be successful in the NFL. Because look, he got this is be call it what it is. He got knocked down a couple notches. He at the reality took a dose of reality. He's going to have to sit behind somebody. Um, and learn from them. But when he get his number called in the NFL, watch and see. Spencer Rattler will be a productive quarterback in the NFL. He will. Um, Look, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming in and kicking it with us, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all come through. I really do, man. Hey, bro, I appreciate your time. Make sure that you tell the wife and the baby, man. I appreciate them too for letting you come and kick it with me because I know you got daddy duty. No, I do, bro. I do. You know what I'm saying? But you take care. God bless you, man. God bless everybody up out there. Have a wonderful night. Tune in tomorrow morning. Tune in. Y'all know what time it is tomorrow morning. It's the morning after with no plan B, baby. Baby. You gotta say the baby like you from New Orleans. Baby. Peace.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.